Good morning, everyone. It's me, Neeraj Lamsane, again over here for another concept of OP. That's not none other than encapsulation. In a previous video, we have explained about the inheritance, where we have discussed about the parent class and child class by using an extended method and the property sharing between them. Where now in this video, we'll be going through an encapsulation concept. You might be getting confused what is encapsulation. Don't worry, I'm gonna see you everything about the encapsulation. Encapsulation means none other than making our variables private so that other cannot use it or access it, and private so that other cannot access it or use it, and change our variable name in case of emergency. No, it not only that. For example, if we have to make our variable private, we cannot do it. Means no, I means if for a security reason, sometimes we have to make our variables private so that other cannot access it or use it or change it. So in these times or in this scenario or a case, we can use the concept of encapsulation. First of all, I'm gonna show you why we need encapsulation in our programming. First of all, for example, this is just an example. Okay, later on I'll be doing more, but this is also the example. Now see the first scenario. If we didn't do the encapsulation, what will be the outcome? This is the example where if we didn't do the encapsulation, mean if we didn't use the encapsulation concept, what will be the worst scenario or circumstances we'll gonna face if we didn't make our variable encapsulate or private. Okay, this is for example, you are working in a company, employee address. Okay, address, maybe it's okay. I'm just using it. This is error. Okay, don't worry, this I'm just making it employee, don't worry. Okay, for example, first of all, I'll be making private also. Private, name of the employee as Neeraj Lami Chane. I'm the employee of that company. Okay, and one thing, oh sorry, private, what private, silly mistake, I just forgot one thing. It's not a good thing. Okay, now next thing is private, integer bank number. This is my bank number. Okay, bank number as A45. No, A, how can I use a E? Okay, what a, no, but no issue. Oh, no, only integer type. Okay, I'm just gonna use integer type only. You might be getting confused why I was thinking that I should give the name of the bank and then the address. Just I'm giving a 50 to that code. Okay, bank number, no, bank code usually. This is employee code where they will get a salary. And if I made my this attribute variables as a private, I'm not gonna use the setter and get method. Okay, I'll using it next time. Okay, for example, just I'm using the printing statement. Okay, when I make a variable as a private, I made my variable as private in capo equals to new encapsulation. Now if I just print out the above statement, okay, SYSOUT in capo dot name, I'm just printing the name and SYSOUT in capo dot bank code. Okay, if I just print this two statement, what will be the outcome? It will be Neeraj Lamson and 52. It's okay, it's the correct information, you can get it. But however, you have made the attributes of the encapsulation attribute of that employee as a private, not only private, just in this way. And if you didn't use a encapsulation concept, then what will be the worst case scenario? Means, for example, if someone has to send you the money, okay, system, no, if you have they have to send you the money, for example, encapsulation, then they used to use info dot name, and name is equals to, in case of using the name of the employee as Neeraj Limechane, they can use a different name as Ramesh BHATTR for try. Look, in this way they are using the name of a next employee to send the money you want to get it, your salary. Info dot bank code is equals to 66. I don't know who is gonna get it. If you do in this way, you will get what? No, previous one I can simply stop it. Okay, no need to do that one. If you do this, what will be the outcome? Ramesh Bhatta and 66. The name of the employee is not a Ramesh Patrai or bank code is 66. Means in this way the people can access the variable and they can change in their own way. If we didn't make it a private, or if we didn't use a encapsulation concept means the getter and setter method. By using that getter and setter method, you can make it a so simple and so secure that without knowing your name or a variable name, they can even access it or use it. Now I'm just gonna show you the use how to use a encapsulation concept. Okay, now let's do from the first at the beginning. In order to do encapsulation, making a variable private and private by using the G. No, first of all we'll do setter and getter getter method. I'm gonna say it to you, don't worry. No, first I'll be making one class, okay, with it. Separate class employee. I'm just gonna use one class, okay, don't worry. This encapsulation class is as it is, leave it is the main class. I'm just gonna make one for employee, okay, employee. Then after that employee, for attributes means all the variables, or you may simply say variables. I have a very bad tone of using a variables. That's not variable, I think variables. That's, don't worry about my speaking, okay. I've got some error, okay. Private, no, private by I'm doing private private s3 string name equals to nir is Niraj lamichh is any. My name is Niraj Lamsani. private int bank code equals to 55. That's 55 means I just speak in Nepali, okay, don't worry. No, it's okay. I have used two attributes for this two method, okay. And when I use two attribute, now if I have to, when I make this a class, okay, let me try this the previous one by making the object and calling it what it will be. The difference between the making the classes of main class and the secondary class, what you can get, you may just simply, okay, equals to control P empl employ. What I just get him error. Sorry. I forgot to use a new keyword. I'm just confused what I've done. emp that for system product I'll be using that all argument, okay, don't worry. Sysoud. I'm just showing you the difference between using the main sysoud. No, what happened? Okay, I'm just gonna do sysout. Yeah, that's there is emp dot name. Look, when in a previous scenario or a previous case, when I was making a calling an object and printing the statement in a main method encapsulation, there was a printing going on over there, yeah? You can print it. But now later on, when I make a one new class for the employee and I'm just doing the same method in another name of the class by calling the class, means now I'm getting the error. Means what they will say, it simply says that there is a no new name class not visible. Why not visible? Because that's private. Now that means they cannot access the name given over here. They cannot access as well as they cannot change as well. They cannot change, they cannot access, and they cannot use it. That means if you want to make the encapsulation work very perfectly, just make one new class for your just make new class for each and every time for your new task for employee everything, and just call it and use it. Means it makes us so secure. Now in order to call, or now look at that, you cannot call her, you cannot access it, you cannot do anything, you cannot access it, you cannot give name, you cannot do anything over there. Means well, how can we do now? It's a problem now. So now in order to solve that, we'll be using a getter and setter method, okay, don't worry. First of all, I was just saying you the difference between making the strings, making the attribute and variable in a main class or in a subclass, previous class, the difference between them, okay. If you make it in a main class, in a public class, main class means it can be accessed over here. But if you make a new class over there and you can use, when you use that, you cannot use it because due to the variable, due to this keyword, private keyword that makes a secured, you cannot access it and you cannot use it, okay. Means I have just make two thing. string. Now just I'm going to use a setter and getter method, okay, to show you setter and getter getter method. Now in order to you break down the encapsulation, or in order to use a private variable, you have to use a setter and getter method. That's too easy for us. First of all you have to do a setting, okay. First of all you have to do a setter method, okay. Setter method, because if, when you set the method, then you can get it. No, without setting, how can you get it, okay. It's not complicated. I just made it rhythm of that driving word. Now in order to do a setting method, nothing. First of all you may use simple method, public public, and don't worry, in a while doing a setting method, uh, you need to use a public, you need to use a public void keyword, okay. Why void means return, void return type, because in order to do a setting, you don't have to specify the data type. While doing about the getting, you have to specify the data type and get the same data type, same, you have to get the same data type to print what is given in your attribute, I mean the string integer type. I'm gonna show you. First of all, in order to do a setting method, just use a void, private void, okay, void void data type, okay, no return type, void no return type, okay. Public void, and this will be set name, set name as string, string string. What we're gonna do, this set name as we'll be setting a will be set and it will be using a name as new name, okay. We'll be using a new name, new new new. That means nothing else. In order to, in a setting names, set name, I haven't done anything. While doing a set name, I've just used a string new name. We'll be using a new name, okay. In order, in place of that set name means I'm using a new name. What name will be equals to new new name. Did you get it or not? You might get confused over there, okay. While doing a setting method, just I have done nothing. I've used a public and void no return type. For what? I have done a set name for with string new name. I have set a new name for what, for which variable, for a name, nothing else, okay. For name I have just declared a new name. While after doing a setter method, let's do a getter, okay. Getter method. Getter is too simple. Getter means nothing you have to do. Public, you cannot use a void return type, because void doesn't return anything. You have to write a which data type to return, okay, over there. In case of set, you don't have to specify the return type, but in case of getting, you have to specify the return type, data type, okay. String and get name. Get name, you don't have to specify anything. Get name, you have to just return it. What you will be returning over there? Name, nothing else. Simply finish. You have used already setter name and getter also, means you may simply use setter and getter. First of all, we will be doing for both, okay, setter and getter. Later on we'll be doing public. Now let's do see in the same way for what this is, for name, and we'll be doing this for bank code, okay. Don't worry. BNK COD code, PUBLIC public void. For I've already said for setter method, just no return type, public void set bank code, BNK bank COD bank code as string. No, this is not a string. This is integer type as new BANK bank COD code as new bank code, okay. I've just set it as a new bank code, don't worry. And just do a bank code. Old bank code was, what was old bank code name? BNK COD bank code equals to, I'm just doing new because so that the confusion will be, there will be no confusion while doing so, okay. I have just replaced it as this, okay. This the new bank code will be replacing by a data type, this bank code. This bank code will be replaced by this, and you can access it wherever you want. In order to make a good access, so I'm just doing that. And just now for a getter public, this is integer type, okay. While doing a getter method, just remember that the data type is very important. While doing a getter method, you must have to specify the data type which you are going to use it in a getter method. But in case of a setter method, there's no return type, no data type needed, just no need to return it. Public integer get name, get bank bank COD code, and in getter just return it, okay. Return what you gonna return, same bank code, nothing else. BANK COD, finished. This all. Now while talking about now doing over there is nothing else. First of all, just do a setter method, then later do just a getter method, okay. Nothing else. Now just making a, we'll be making a employee class. Okay, we'll be using an employee class. I have just made you clear that why you are using a two class in this. Yeah, I just made it previously. Emp equals to new employee. Now first of all we'll be doing a setter, and later on we'll be doing a getter. Okay, employee dot emp dot, we'll set a name now. Employee dot name. Name equals to, what we gonna set name? Name as NIRSJLAMICHSN. What we didn't get in a name place? Why? Just tell me why we didn't get it. Because we have changed our name as emp dot, what we have made, set name. We have to just set the name of the employee. Not only that, just because of that, first of all we have to do a set name means employee emp dot uh, not only that, we have to do a first of all set and a set name. First of all, what we can do is just we have to do a first of all set a name of the employee. Okay, first of all we have to set a name of the employee as, for example, NIR is Neeraj LAMICHSE and Neeraj Lamisane. And what we can do, again we have to emp dot set bank code as 55. After doing, when you do a setting, when you print the statement, it will not print any output, because in order to get the output you must have to get it also. Only by setting you cannot do anything only. Now you have to just get it, nothing else. Emp dot you have to now just get name. Okay, get name, and only that get name you may get name. And sys out you may just employee dot get bank code. In this way you have done the setter method, and later on for the printing you have done the getter method. This is the simple concept of encapsulation. Yeah, you may simply get a nearest Lamson and 55. You may change the name over there, I think, as well. Set a name as RAMES Ramesh BHATTRAI. You can do it. No, you cannot do it, because you have, once you have set the name you cannot do it. You have to do again in the same way. You have to change in a setter name, and in order to, when you change the setter name you can get it in a getter name. Means whatever the variable I have made previously also cannot be accessed or used, for example. But let me give there. Okay, now when I made a getter and setter method, can I access the private variable or not? We'll be seeing that as well. Neeraj Lami Chane, when I made a string name as Neeraj Lami Chane, we'll be not doing this, we'll be not doing this. Okay, name, get name as employee dot get name. You may do the get name. I'm just gonna print the statement only. Sys out system out dot emp dot, what I'm gonna use, just a name of my employee as Neeraj, name. Can I use it? I cannot use it, because this is still the private variable which cannot be accessed directly over there. You cannot access it. But dot name you cannot do it. That means you have to specify the data type while using. You may, that's the one of the most secure system. Okay, encapsulation is so secure, and you can get the result in this way. If there is any confusion you may simply ask me. Other than that, for next, till next video, goodbye and take care. And this is the one of the concept of encapsulation. I'll be coming to you next video with the concept of abstraction.